Welcome. I invite you to join us on Insight Timer. Hi. Come on over to Insight Timer. That is where we will be able to interact. YouTube is just for streaming and replays, so I won't see any comments there. Here. Hi, everyone. Welcome. Hi, Ray. Hi, Jason. Big hugs. Mm. Hi, Andrea. I always wonder if it's Andrea or Andrea. Every time I say your name, that's what's going on in my mind. Hi, Betty. Great to see you. Great to see everyone. Yes, please do say hi. Hi, Natasha. Love getting to feel more connected. Andrea, yeah? Is that how you like it pronounced? Or maybe I'm not even pronouncing it the way it's supposed to be pronounced. Hi, Judy. Thank you for sharing your love with us. Hi, Wendy. Thank you for sharing your love as well. Okay. Let's wait just a few more moments and then we'll begin. Hi, Liz. It's so nice to be together. So good to be together in community. How's our sound? Hi, Angela. Can you hear me well, clearly? I think I can also turn. Okay, good. Good. All right. Let's begin. Hi, Mel. Hi, Mary. Welcome, everyone. Hmm. Let's start with the centering technique. If you can't move your body, I invite you to imagine doing this technique. This is an ancient yogic exercise that helps to bring us into greater alignment with our true self, a centeredness, an anchoredness in our center. Let's bring the palms to touch at the heart center. Hi, Anika. Hi, Mary. Feel your chest lifting up into your thumbs. Feel the contact between your palms, your fingers, thumbs. Start to deepen your breath. Slow, deep breaths that reach all the way down into the belly as you inhale, expanding the belly, the rib cage, the chest. And as you exhale, feel your body letting go of tension, starting to settle. Allow a space between the teeth. Feel the face softening, the muscles softening. And we'll begin. Inhale as you reach your right arm all the way up. The left hand comes down by the navel. Exhale really slowly to bring the hands all the way back to the heart center. Inhale the left hand all the way up, the right hand down by navel. Straighten the upper arm if you can. Exhale slowly to come all the way back to the heart. One more time on the right. Inhale the right arm all the way up. Open the chest. All 10 fingers are pointing up toward the sky. Exhale slowly to come back to the heart. Again, sense your fingers, thumbs, palms touching. Continue to breathe deeply as you notice the sensations between your hands. Tingling, vibrating, pressure, warmth, coolness. Slowly move your mind through these sensations between your hands. And then, if you can, rub your hands together, rub your palms together, create some friction between the hands. Start to create some heat, possibly. Really rub, 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 rub. Ah, and then very slowly, very, very slowly, start to pull your hands apart so slowly that it might even feel like there's a magnet between your hands. And as you slowly bring your hands further apart, you see my hands aren't very far apart. As my hands are a little further apart, I'm going to gently press them in toward each other. And now for me, it really feels like there's something between my hands. And I'm just going to gently pulse in and out with my hands. And now I can really feel a substance between my hands. And start to play with this. If you're not feeling anything, no issue. Maybe just explore this with your imagination. You can also practice moving even more slowly as a way to sense what's here. And start to play with this energy, because this is what it is. We're playing with frequency and energy here. Maybe start to create a shape with it. Maybe it's kind of like a sphere of energy between your hands. And then let's use the power of our minds the same way we've seen Dr. Emoto's uh, tests on speaking to water, changing the molecular structure. Let's speak to this energy between the palms with intentional thought. So, something you wish to infuse in yourself. So, maybe it is, I am love, I am peace, I am joy, I am loved, I am supported. Whatever it is, speak this into this space. Imagining or maybe even sensing this substance between your hands now being enlivened with your intentional thought. And then very, very slowly turn your palms toward your body and place this energy wherever it feels like you're needing it. Place your palms on your body. And of course, you can do this entire exercise without moving the body. If you can't move your body, you can absolutely visualize this and still cultivate an experience. And just feel this, this quality, whatever you've intended, nurturing your body, your heart, your mind, your being. Beautiful. Thank you, friends. Nice way to presence together. Hi, Ray. I see you sharing that you'd like to do yoga. I'm guessing you're speaking to yoga asana. We don't practice asana in these satsangs. And speaking of which, many of you are already part of our group here on the app called Love Heals All. If you're not, I invite you to join us there. It's a beautiful, loving community space. And many of you are in that group and have seen that my body has been trying to get me to slow down, or my spirit has been trying to get me to slow down by way of the body. We canceled our last week's session of yoga asana, that's usually on Fridays, because something went out of my spine and I was having some nerve pain. Well, on Sunday, apparently I wasn't listening to the messages because on Sunday I went for a hike and I rolled my ankle. So now I'm all propped up here on ice with my foot elevated right now. I did change our Friday yoga asana session to a hatha session with floor poses. This is assuming I can get down um, on the floor by Friday. So fingers crossed, the body will be ready. But I'm really doing my best to listen to the messages that are saying slow down. So my sincerest apologies if I need to cancel a second week in a row, if my ankle's not prepared yet. So thank you for your love, everyone. And hopefully, if hopefully we'll be able to practice together this week. But if not, I know by next week, my beloved body will have had some time to rest. Yeah, yin yoga, not doing anything. Ankle sprains are quite a tricky thing when it comes to even being on the floor. There's a lot that I can't even do on the ground because I don't have that flexion in the ankle. Yeah, Wendy is sharing. I recently had a similar experience. It's so difficult to listen to my body until I have no choice. Yeah. Yeah. It's really invaluable though. And I mean invaluable doesn't even it's not even the right word. It's so important. It's so important that we listen to these precious bodies. These bodies have innate intelligence. They're like their own being, and we are so blessed to be able to have a human experience by way of their consciousness, this body consciousness. So it's so important that we honor these bodies. These bodies aren't here like some machine that we beat into submission because of what our ego wants. Oh, I want to be more fit so that I'm liked and I feel more attractive. So I'm just going to push my body or whatever we do to these bodies. These are temples. These are sacred embodiments of consciousness, and they deserve our care and our respect and our honoring of them. So I am taking that in for myself, and I wish that for anyone who has an experience of trying to override the body's needs. I invite you to honor your body as a sacred temple. Yeah. Thank you all for your love and the recovery. Yes. Yes. This is saying more hatha, less vinyasa. Yeah, it's not an issue of my practice, fortunately. I've sprained my ankle now 8 times. So the ligaments are all stretched out. What it really is I need to wear a brace when I walk on uneven ground, and I just need to love my body and accept it the way that it is. Ah, yes, Angela. Yes. Yeah, Mel's saying we have to live in it for the rest of our lives. Exactly. Exactly. So let us be kind and patient with these bodies. Oh, it's so nice to see everyone together and saying hello. So good. So good. Hmm. Well, I guess an introduction to this session would be a good idea. Warm welcome. Mm. from my heart, from the bottom of my heart, from the fullness of my heart. Welcome. My name is Selena. This is our weekly Satsang session. We generally have them at 6 p.m. Eastern on Wednesdays, although sometimes I change it to 4 p.m. You can always find my live schedule for my live sessions on my profile page, as well as all of the content that I've recorded for our community here and the 2 courses that I have. And again, we have a group called Love Heals All, and all are welcome to join us. Hi, everyone. Aw, Davy, Andy, Leanne, so happy to see you all. Yes, this is asking what's the spiritual or esoteric meaning of ankle injuries and ankle pain. I know I've looked it up many times. I think it's similar to something with the knee about moving forward in life or something like that, or fear of moving forward. I'll look it up again. Thanks for the prompt there. Great, Davy. Best wishes. So, satsang, gathering of truth. I invite you to pause for just a moment if you can. If you're writing, if you're multitasking while you're participating in our session today, unless you're driving and maybe you pull over, unless you're driving or operating heavy machinery, I invite you just to stop for a moment. Physically stop. Set down anything you're holding on to. You don't have to close your eyes. And become aware of your breath. Simple. Just notice your body breathing. But be still. Be still. Start to become aware of what's happening inside in this stillness. Do you feel a momentum to keep moving forward and doing whatever you're doing? Do you feel agitation? Do you feel restfulness? Do you feel some kind of emotional stirring? Nothing to judge here. Just notice how much activity or not activity is happening inside. Our bodies are like an entire ecosystem. All of these cells, particles, molecules, electrons, this entire world is inside of this physical body. All of these little beings running around, doing their work to keep this body functioning, to play their part. If we're always trying to get someplace, then we miss out on the greatest gift of life, to experience it. If we're always trying to get someplace, then we miss out on life. Let your body be relaxed, but see if you can settle a little bit more into this stillness. Maybe you need to drop your shoulders or lean back in your seat. Notice the tendency to always change something, to do something differently, to fidget, to fix, to get away from, to shift. And if you're feeling really stirred up right now, you may wish to slowly place one hand on your heart and one hand on your belly. And just say to yourself, in whatever words feel resonant for you, say, whatever I'm feeling is okay. Whatever's happening in my mind is okay. Whatever discomfort is here right now is okay. And for these next few moments, just practice sitting with this discomfort, or maybe there's a lot of peace and spaciousness inside. Just sit with your experience, letting it be just as it is. Even if that's an internal fight or resistance, take a breath and another and another. Whatever I'm feeling, whatever's happening inside is okay. And you may notice that there are all of these stories right now in the mind. Maybe your mind is planning things or making lists, or maybe it's caught in loops telling you stories about what you think of something that happened or replaying a scenario that happened. Notice the tendency to believe the stories of the mind and get caught up in them. These stories that take us out of an experience of being anchored in the present. We're always physically present. Well, if you look at multidimensional reality, that's up for debate, but you know what I mean. The body's present. The mind is the aspect that takes us to different places. So, right now, let us guide the mind to an experience of now. And we can have great compassion for this mind that is always distracting us because quite often that distraction is there because there's something uncomfortable inside. Maybe there's chronic pain or a sprained ankle. Maybe there are wounds from childhood or yesterday. Maybe there are emotions inside that have been pushed down for days or weeks or years. There's this whole world inside of us. And when we don't tend to it, when we don't take time to feel our emotions or to explore and be with the parts of us that have been left behind that are needing our care, then the mind is always looking to take us someplace else because it's just too uncomfortable to be here. So if you feel okay to do this, I invite you to really breathe deeply into whatever is happening inside. If it feels too intense, it's totally okay to shift what you're doing. You do not need to force yourself to do anything here. And then, if you can move your body, I invite you to very slowly start to caress your own hands and kind of forearms a little bit like this. Very gently. And again, if you can't move your body, you can visualize this and take slow, deep breaths. So, very gently, just caress your own body in this way. And I'm lifting my hands up so you can see, but you can relax your arms down a little bit. This is the idea here. We're just doing some really sweet, self soothing caressing to start to calm the nervous system. And while you do this, start to become really aware of the sensations of your fingers moving across your skin. Make sure you're still breathing. Really feel what this is like. You might notice the physical sensations like soft or roughed or dry or moist or hot or cold. And you might also notice the quality of touch: tender, kind, sweet. Just be here for the next few moments. And again, you can relax your arms. I'm just lifting my arms so you can see what I'm doing. And make sure you're going really slowly, as slow as I am, or even slower. Great. And now just bring your hands together like this. And again, very slowly move your hands and feel the sensations. Slow, deep breaths all the way down into the belly, and really feel this connection between your hands. And your mind might be saying, what is this weird nonsense? Or it might be trying to get out of this moment, thinking about other things. All of it's okay. Just let it be there. You just focus on sensing this touch. Great. And then just gently press your hands together. Feel this pressure. Breathe deeply. Feel the contact, the temperature. Great. And now relax your hands and just look at one of your palms. Find, uh, maybe find one line or one area on your palm. And in a very relaxed way, let your gaze softly focus on that area. So your eyes, and they're not like laser beams. It's kind of like this almost an unfocused gaze taking in this area on your hand. And of course, if you can't see through your eyes, you can imagine this in your mind. Slow, deep breaths, and just kind of let your eyes slowly explore your palm. Notice the different shapes and colors just on your palm. Notice the texture of your palm. Right. And then relax your hand down, close your eyes, and notice if things feel any different inside. And then let us open the eyes whenever you feel ready to. And go ahead and share in the chat if anything felt different. There's no right way to have an experience. If you feel nothing, if you feel angry, it's all It's all okay. There's no one way to feel something. But if you notice a difference, I invite you to share it in the chat. I know for me, after doing that, excuse me, I'm just adjusting my ice pack here. After doing that, I feel like things are slower inside. And there is a sense of settling, kind of like a calming. So I'm just going to read some of your shares. Feel more calm and more at peace, peaceful. Felt lightness in my body and loving kindness toward myself, stillness, more settled, at peace, calmer, more focused. Okay, thank you for sharing. So, again, maybe you didn't feel that right now, and that's okay. Sometimes there's just so much agitation inside. Um, we either need a different kind of mindfulness technique to start to calm us down, or maybe we need to feel what's going on inside first. Maybe we need to let our bodies express that anger or that grief or that fear and let it move through us uh, before we're able to come into that more calm place. So, again, whatever you're feeling is, I invite you to consider that it's perfect for where you are in this moment. I see many more comments are coming in. Um, More calmer. I had been multitasking and now I no longer want to do that. Yeah. Peaceful. The touch was grounding. Oh, that's beautiful. That in real, I can give the love I need by my own. Beautiful. Yes, we can give ourselves the love that we're longing for. I was getting distracted by my dogs and I felt totally present. Great. Thanks, everyone. So, this is mindfulness. Yes. We're using our awareness of the sensations in the body. And also, we use the awareness of the sensation of sight to be able to guide the mind into more of an experience of the present. We gave the mind something to focus on in the here and now, which allows, again, not all the time, but it often will allow all of the mental chatter and the mind's grasping for some sense of comfort, pleasure, or safety. It kind of allows that to fade away. And we arrive here where we've always been. And we can use so many simple forms of mindfulness all throughout the day. Yes. I mean, one thing that I use often is like if you're reaching for your water bottle or your glass of water or your coffee or whatever you have, to hold it in your hand and rather than just being on autopilot in our lives, to become really aware, like feeling the weight of this glass, feeling the texture, the temperature. And then when I go to drink the water, to really feel the experience of drinking. And it doesn't mean that I have to do everything like in slow motion in my life, right? We can be present and be fully engaged in life, but it is this awareness of slowing the mind down. And the nervous system is more in this relaxed state as well. So we experience life quite differently. Thank you for your donation, my love. I'm very grateful for your donations. So, what would you like to explore together today? I left my book over there. I guess I could hobble over and grab it. We often read from my beloved teacher Saima's book, Conscious Living, but it's about 8 feet away. And my ankle is propped up with ice on it. Ooh, I bet I could use my crutch to like pull it over here. Anything you'd like to to touch on today? Thank you, loves. Gigi Saima Fastina. Wonderful. Thank you. I'm good. I'm good. I'm just playing. It wouldn't be a big deal to go grab it. My let's see, where's my phone? A dear friend of mine was sharing something because yesterday I was excited. I was like, "Oh, I can walk. I can put weight on my foot. This is amazing." And she is an amazing human and dancer and grew up as an athlete, and she shared um when I was, sharing about how I could put weight on my foot and I was so excited to get off the crutches and I joked about how I realized shortly after that I shouldn't really get off the crutches so soon. And she said, "This reminds me of something a coach mentor of mine used to yell at us. Don't be a victim of your own excitement." Actually, we could do a whole satsang on this. Don't be a victim of your own excitement, because we can apply this to anything in our lives. Like in this circumstance, I'm so excited to get off crutches, right? That it would be very possible that I get off them too soon, re-injure myself, or it takes longer to heal because I'm so excited, right? Wait, what is it? One more time. I need to read it one more time. Don't be a victim of your own excitement. Or we do this in so many areas of our lives. Yes. We get excited about a new relationship or a possibility here or something there. And we get so excited that we either push ourselves or push something away. I mean, sometimes when we're so excited, we're not really fully present, whether that's present for our own needs or present for what another is communicating to us, whether that is through words or body language or things like this. So, what a good thing to consider. Don't be a victim of your own excitement. All right. I'm coming back to your comments. Angela's sharing, I had a light bulb moment um, to this. Wait, this, I think I was just say this list. I had a light bulb moment this last week when I complimented someone. Her face lit up, and I was so reminded how nice it is. And I was reminded how nice it is to receive compliments. So I'm making it remote. I'm making it more of a practice to compliment myself. Oh, I love that. Let's read it again without me tripping over words. I had a light bulb, and this is for everyone to just take in because this is a powerful teaching that Angela is sharing with us. I had a light bulb moment last week when I complimented someone. Her face lit up, and I was reminded how nice it is to receive compliments. So I'm making it more of a practice to compliment myself. Oh, I love that so much. My mom, who many of you are familiar with, she has her next live session here on the app tomorrow. If you're not familiar with her, she's an angel, Sandy Magram. My mom always taught me if you have something nice to say it. If you have something nice to say it. So my whole life I've you know said things to people that might be considered very awkward or embarrassing, or people might be caught off guard. But so many times, just sharing kindness with people, you can just see, like Angela's sharing, that their whole face lights up, their whole body language changes. So, taking that to the next level, though, complimenting ourselves. I love it. Yeah, so many of you, we've now broken over 5,100 of us are taking the self-love course here on the app, which is just so heartwarming that like so many of us are in this journey of loving ourselves. And of course, my course isn't the only one about self-love. And there's so many amazing teachers offering different courses and teachings on self-love. But it's just so heartwarming to know that we're collectively in this path together. And I speak about this, though. I speak about acknowledging ourselves and being kind with ourselves. And I love it, specifically complimenting ourselves. Thank you, Angela. Thank you for bringing that to our satsang today. I'm very grateful for them. Yeah, and Lydia sharing something It's really valuable in our current age of technology and isolation. Lydia is sharing, and it is so nice to talk with others if you are around the bus, the subway, or the train. Right. If you're just out in public, our society has turned into this place where people are like this. If they're not actually on their phone, it's like we're all hiding from each other. We're trying to avoid interacting, avoid conversation. Now, I know this isn't for everyone, but this is the way so many of us are. I think it's part of our, just our social culture with technology. Anyway, uh, this is so invaluable. Connect with others, connect with strangers, right? You don't have to like go on a walk with them, but just say hi. Give a smile to someone randomly or intentionally. Yes. Oh, great, Gary. I'm so glad. Gary said day 7 of the course is amazing. Great. I was just going to say something on connection, speaking to strangers. What was I going to say? Hmm, I don't know. Ah, well, anyone have Mel's sharing something. Uh, I always try to smile and say hi when I pass someone on my walk. Great. Great. Oh, that's what I was going to say. Thank you. It also reminded me. For a very long time, I was a cashier at Whole Foods. It was it when I first moved back to California, it was my primary job in my end of my teenage years. And then as I transitioned to doing other things, it was kind of my part-time gig. So I was there for a long time. And um, I'm losing my train of thought again. Let's see. It was something what Mel was saying. Say hi when you pass them on your walk. I can't believe I just forgot it again. Um, I almost had it there again. I know it has something to do with interacting with people. Um, I guess I'll have to come back to it again because it's gone again. Uh, thanks, Faustina. Faustina's trying to help me out here. If you have something nice to say, say it. Whole Foods. Ah, there we go. There we go. I've got to hold on to it so it doesn't go away again. It's trying to evade me. Uh, I recognized that when I moved into working for myself completely and having my own private practice, and I no longer worked in a public setting, that I found that I was often less joyful, sometimes more serious. And what I eventually realized was that interacting with people is what would often bring out the best in me. And when I spent so much time alone, like in my own mind, doing the work that I was doing, I wasn't having that exchange with people. So, what I'm really leading this into is that no matter how strong you feel, or how resilient you feel, or how much you feel like you can just live the world on your own, or maybe you have some old wounds about all people, will just hurt you, things like this. And I have great compassion for that. So no need to force something. But the heart of what I'm wanting to share here is that we need each other. And not only in a collective uh, cultural, tribal sense, animal sense, human beings need each other. But we also need each other because we are reflections of one another. We are each other's mirrors. So, yes, people in our lives will absolutely reflect back the worst of us, and they will reflect back the very best of us. Why do you think we fall so in love? Well, there are many reasons for this, actually. Sometimes we fall so in love with one person um, because we have this ideal of who they are. Another reason that we have an experience of falling in love with someone is because the other person is adoring us. They're enamored by us. And so we see ourselves and experience ourselves through a different lens. If I have someone, coming to me and saying, "Wow, Selena, you're so beautiful. And I just love the way you do this and like the way you do that. And I just want to spend all my time with you." How do you think I'm thinking about myself? Let's actually take this real time right here. We'll use me as an example. Let's say that I have someone in my life who comes to me and they say, "Selena, you're just so beautiful. When I look at you, I just get lost in your eyes." How do you think that makes me feel? Like, if I can really take that in, how does that make me feel to have someone tell me how beautiful I am? Do you think it's easier for me to see the beauty in myself if I have someone just adoring me? Or if someone says something like, I want to spend all my time with you. You're so creative and you're so talented with this. And I love this thing that you do. And I love the way you talk about this. Do you think it's going to be a little easier for me to appreciate myself? Maybe to even love myself? Thank you. Your comments are coming in a little slow, but glad to see you're here with me. Absolutely. Now, some of you might be saying, well, not for me. If someone tells me they love me, I'm just like, no, I'm terrible and I'm not good enough. That may also be the case sometimes. Sometimes we really are working through our old programming. And that's why we have courses like the self-love course. Because it is programming. It's not who you are. It's not the truth of who you are. If you feel like you genuinely have to deflect loving care or compliments coming your way, it's not the truth of who you are. It may feel like the truth, but it's not the truth. It's old programming. That was a little side note. But I think we can kind of imagine here, or maybe in your own experience, that being showered by love and compliments from another person makes it maybe a little or a whole lot easier to love ourselves, to enjoy ourselves. So, circling all the way back to my Whole Foods example here, when I had all of those years being at Whole Foods, I got to shine the best of me. I'll tell you a little funny side note here. I remember I was dating this guy once, and we were having like my mom was mediating some kind of deep heart to heart between the two of us. I was in my early 20s. And he said, I love it that I still remember this. And I get it. I get it. He said, you know, and you think about I worked at Whole Foods in Berkeley, California. So it's a pretty popular place. A lot of people live in the area and a lot of people come in and out of the store. So there's a lot of interaction. And anyway, so I'm having this heart to heart, little bit of conflict resolution with my boyfriend. And my mom is kind of mediating. And he says, it just something like this. He says something like, "It really upsets me. All of these people that know Selena at Whole Foods think she's like a saint. They just get the very best of her. And for me, she's just a total B word. It was just like I mean, I don't know what I felt at the time actually, but at this point in my life, it's so perfect. I was in this environment where most of the people that I interacted with at work adored me and I adored them. We didn't have to get deep into conflict resolution or the nitty gritty. We weren't spending enough time together so that all of our triggers were coming up. We just got to reflect back the best of each other, right? But then we have our more intimate relationships where our shadow work is. So that's what he was referring to there. So we need people. People are our mirrors. And it's much easier to fall in love with ourselves when we connect with others because we feel something inside. When we're falling in love with someone else or rising in love with someone else, we are falling in love or rising in love within our own being. We are not feeling them, we are feeling our own love. When you are rising in love with someone, you are feeling your love. You're feeling your heart. You're feeling your capacity for love. We need each other. We are each other's mirrors. So I'm going to back up a little bit here because I saw there were a couple of comments that I missed. Happy to hear anything you want to say on that. Little little side tangent there. Happy we got to go there though. Lydia is sharing difficult to create life with others and on the other side more effective and smile in good times and breathe in the others a bit deeper. I'm going to read that again. My love, I apologize. I don't fully understand what you're trying to share here. Not that I need to understand it. I would like to understand it. So feel free to maybe share it in other words if you wish, or for anyone who is able to relate to that and digest it, then you can just take that in. Yes. Angela Sharon, I've heard so much about how bad I am that compliments are hard to hear. I'm quick to deflect them. Yes, love. Exactly. Thanks for being a voice to what we were speaking to. Yeah, for some of us, it is. It's like there's this natural rejection of love or compliments because of that old programming. And that's why we're in this work together. Yes, my love. Angela and I have been doing this work together for some time now. It's this journey where we start to and Angela, if you ever feel, comfortable to share, because I see you sharing so vulnerably already here, maybe you feel okay to share a little bit just how when we first started working together, when we first found each other, I think I would imagine that a lot of what I say is something that didn't feel natural to you. Maybe it was something you resisted. Maybe you wanted to believe it, but the old programming was really strong. And then here we are today, after all of this time. And I experience you very differently. I get to experience your heart in whole new ways and your vulnerability and courage in whole new ways. Yes. So if you ever feel like sharing, just as a reminder for those of us in the journey where maybe they're hearing what I'm saying and that old programming is like, no way, never going to be possible. And anyone else who can relate to that, where maybe in your journey or in our journey together, maybe in the beginning you really resisted, and then you notice that the more you met yourself a little by little by little with kindness, that something has started to shift. Angela did share something. I totally resisted. But when you look into the camera and tell us you love us, it has really made a difference for me. I felt the connection. Yeah. And can you feel, my love, how much you've grown? You've grown so much. Me too. You are making huge strides. Yeah. And that's the beauty of love. Thank you so much for being vulnerable and sharing. Mm. Okay, I'm coming back because I saw Faustina shared something. Faustina shared that message um, for me. I jump off a call with the hubby to be with you, and I have been disconnected from my family. I thought I was protecting my energy. I didn't want to be disappointed, tiring, lifting people. Mm, that message was mm, beautiful. So it sounds to me, love, like you're seeing something different for yourself. about connection and about the mirrors in our relationships. Please feel free to clarify if there's something else you're wanting to express. And Lydia responded, sharing, more difficult to interact with others as doing alone. Um, yeah, if I'm understanding correctly, it's way easier to be on our own than it is to interact with others. I think about this sometimes because I've been single now for, I really haven't been in a relationship for years, 5, 6 years. Um, and it's way easier to be single. It's so much easier to be single because I'm not having to face myself and I'm not facing, another being's work and their trauma and their triggers, right? It's totally easier to be alone. But I also recognize even now, even with the beautiful reflections I have in my life and even with all the years of work that I've done, I do notice that even now, spending time with others that are people that I want to be around, that I feel are living in a way that I want to live my life, that when I spend time with them, I become an even better version of myself. There's more joy in my heart. There's more love in my being. There's more expansiveness. I become more relaxed. My nervous system calms down even more. Yes. And of course, there's so many beautiful aspects to being in a healthy relationship that, make it worth not being single and having those moments of peace of mind. There's no one way that's good or better than the other. Yes. Oh, beautiful, Anika. Davy sharing, I had the experience that a woman I was getting to know looked me in the eyes and said, you have to love yourself. That was 10 years ago. And that's when I really stopped resisting my own love for myself. Beautiful. Yeah, sometimes relationships are also what are the catalyst in our growth. They often are. I'll leave that at that. Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, Gary's saying much easier to be single, but less fun. Yeah. Angela sharing, yes, being single is easier. I also tend to isolate myself due to my job and schedule. So I value my time with this community and the friends I make time for my schedule. Yes, love. Beautiful. Beautiful. Ah. I love that we can bring some levity into this conversation. Good. Oh, thank you all. Thanks so much for being here. Christina Sharon, I prefer being single. Intimate relationships stress me more. Yeah, and there are different aspects to that. And that's for us, it's different for each of us. And that's only we're the one who knows that. But, yes, relationships can be more stressful. How much of that is because of our own shadow work that we only see reflected when we're with others? How much of that is our own shadow work because of the types of relationships we choose? You see, it's kind of like it always comes back to us. And it doesn't mean that other people aren't responsible for themselves in relationships, but if we find that relationships are always more stressful, I think there's also room for inquiry there around what inside of us needs tending to that is continuing to be reflected either in the types of relationships we choose or how we feel in relationships. And there's no like it's a never ending inquiry, right? Like that it's like a trail that just keeps going and going. Christina sharing, yes, I attracted those types. So now I'm busy working on me. Then one day I'll attract the right one, but not now. Beautiful. Beautiful. That's it. That's what I've done too. I've spent years just really focusing on filling my own cup, filling my own heart, filling my own soul, filling my own being so that I get to live in that fullness, and I'm not looking for someone else to fill me. It's like that beautiful chapter in Ma's book on relationships where Ma says, so many of you, when you enter relationships, you do it because you feel lonely, you feel bored, you have physical needs, you feel you're not good enough, you want someone to love you. And then you go into that relationship from a place of need rather than from a place of being able to show up fully. And yeah, so being able to fill myself up makes me makes me live in more of that wholeness. And it doesn't mean that I still don't have needs, you know. But the place that I come from when I relate to others is very different. And Christina sharing, yes, exactly. Codependent, not anymore. I'm grateful for my growth. Beautiful. Beautiful. Uh, Lydia sharing, so wonderful to hear you after such a long time. We are all such loving souls with our wounded inner child. Wish you all the best. Beautiful, Lydia. Thank you. Thank you. It's a gift to be together. Faustina sharing to further what she was sharing before, disconnected from family and see I could not receive love as I'm working on self love these days and could create a way to connect. Okay, I'm just going to read it again. Comment disagreed. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. And we can do it simultaneously also. We can be doing our own inner work of learning to love ourselves and practice being in healthy connection with others. We don't have to dive all in. Yes, we can practice just little things. Maybe it's just sharing a little bit of intimacy with someone through a vulnerable conversation, or maybe just letting someone place a hand on our shoulder if that feels safe. We can just do little things in our relationships. Yes. Beautiful. Molly's asking, what is that book? Yes, it's my beloved teacher, Her Holiness Saima, and the book is called Conscious Living. Conscious Living by Her Holiness Saima. I often read it in our sessions here. I just didn't have it right by me today. Angela shared, my divorce kicked my butt so badly. I'm taking the time I need to find who I am. I let myself get beat up badly enough. I need to find me. Yeah, love. Says a reclaiming of your love, your boundaries, your worth, your beauty inside and out, beauty of your heart, your love. Mm. Gary sharing, Andrea, I love it when people can laugh with me. Evie shares, a well known psychologist said, it's better to be healthy on your own than sick with someone else. Yes. Christina sharing, I still find myself a bit needy when my emotions are plenty. I don't want to be 100% alone. Yeah. I find myself, I think there's a difference between feeling there's an emptiness or a void inside of us and looking for someone to fill it and needing each other. Like there are moments like the other day when I sprained my ankle, thank goodness I had one of my dearest ones with me when I was hiking because he like helped me the whole way down. I was close to the top of the mountain. Fortunately, it wasn't one of those epic hikes that takes hours to do. So it was only like, I don't know, 30, 40 minutes down. I have no idea. That was actually a very interesting thing though. My body was in such shock from the pain and the roll that I was 100% present. It was pretty great. Not great, but great, you know? Anyway, yeah, he just held me. He helped me finally get back to my apartment, and I just cried in his arms, you know? We still need each other. Human connection is still so beautiful in it when it's healthy. Yeah. So it's not saying that we don't depend on each other or have needs. It's just awareness of filling our own cup and being aware of what needs or expectations we're placing on our relationships. Evie's sharing, I'm very lucky to be in a great marriage. The thought of being alone one day is scary. Mhm. Yeah, and that's a beautiful thing to consider cultivating if you wish, Evie. While you're in this great marriage, practice falling or rising in love with you. Enjoy your marriage and learn that you are your greatest love. You are your greatest love. Or maybe consider it. Fall in love with you. Great, Andrea. I would love some playmates to have adventures and laughs with. We'll put that out there. You put it out there, baby. Lydia sharing, I meditate since 4 years with Insight Timer. It shifted me so much and learned so much meditation and NLP to understand the background. Helped so deep. Wonderful. Wonderful. Thanks, Christina. All right. Beautiful, beautiful, sweet souls. Thank you. Thanks for being here. I'm so grateful for us. Hmm. Yeah, Evie, and that's I can Evie Sharon, I'm not good at that at all, falling in love with myself. I have loads of love and compassion for everyone else, but none for me. I would invite you, Evie, and anyone else who resonates with what Evie is sharing, because I know so many do. Come spend more time here in these lives. And I really wholeheartedly invite you to take my self-love course here on the app. It really speaks to this importance and gently guides us to being able to find what it actually feels like to have compassion for ourselves or to hold kindness toward ourselves or to maybe even fall in love with ourselves. Rise in love. I really invite, and I'm not saying that because I'm trying to sell you my course. I created this course because it's from the depths of my heart and wishing greater liberation for others, greater freedom and peace and joy. So I really invite you to take the course. If you feel like you don't know how to have compassion for yourself or kindness or love yourself, go on that journey. I say something in the beginning about how when we dive into the world of self love and the journey of self love, we find that falling in love with ourselves is the greatest romance we will ever experience. Truly. All right, I'm going to read these last few comments and then we'll come to a completion. Just making my way back through them. Oh, good, Angela. Good. Whenever comments come in, it scrolls me away. So I'm trying to keep my finger on the cursor so I don't lose your comments. I celebrate our vulnerability too, Davy. Thank you, Andrea. Anami, I've been thinking of you. I'm so glad you're here. Anami sharing, so nourishing to get this time with you again. Grateful for you and this container and community. Me too, my love. This is sharing, while I sprained my ankle, I learned being able to, sorry, I learned being able, grateful to do yoga and stuff and not to mourn little yoga stress, things like being late. Wrong teacher, space, earring, yoginis on the mat near me. So unimportant. Yeah. Beautiful, exactly. It's one of those experiences where when something gets taken away, we're often able to see how much we actually have to be grateful for. Not often, but it can be that awakening, right? It's like those songs that say, "You don't know what you've got till it's gone." So may we practice gratitude regularly, and yeah, may that keep us in that fullness of life, even when we don't have something being, quote, taken away. Yeah. Thank you for sharing that. Oh, I'm so glad, Faustina. Thank you, Lydia. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for all of your love and your presence. Oh, Maureen, that's so precious. I'm so grateful. Ah, oh, thank you. Oh, thank you, Anami. Mm, unbecoming, unbecoming to become or to be, right? Unbecoming to just be. Who am I? Who am I? Who am I? Hi, Leanne. Oh, thank you, my love. Wonderful to see your face too. Yes, it is very late for so many. So sweet dreams to those of you going to bed. Wonderful day to those of you starting your day or in the middle of the day. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I recorded today's session so I can upload an audio of it and it can be revisited for anyone who wants to revisit what we explored today. Thank you. Again, stay tuned in our group Love Heals All with the healing power of grace and the body. I'll be able to lead our yoga asana session on Friday, but I just won't know for sure. So please do stay tuned. I will post updates in our group Love Heals All about whether or not I'm able to lead our session. And I will, if it needs to be canceled, excuse me, it will be a message will be sent out. But I will also post something personally in our group. Yes, Maureen. Yes, replays can be seen there. Okay, I think that's all. We'll be together again next week, same time, same place, for our satsang to come together as community. Oh, I almost forgot. So, Elliot, my dear Elliot, I always forget how to pronounce your last name. I don't know if it's Trevis. I don't think it's Treves. Trevis makes more sense. Anyway, Elliot and I, um, we've really been wanting to create something for the community. Uh, and we finally just said, you know what? Let's just record a conversation. Let's get together, record a conversation, and we can just share it and go from there. So that's what we did. So soon I will be uploading a conversation. We'll both be uploading this conversation about the journey of awakening and transformation and the courage it takes and the compassion that's needed. So that will uh, be released soon also. Okay. Look at you all loving each other. I love it so much. And thank you again so much for your donations. Thank you for your support, supporting me in my life. Okay. If you wish, I invite you to look into my eyes. The crutches are falling over. That would be very startling. I'm going to set them down. Let's look into each other's eyes and breathe consciously. Soften your jaw, your shoulders, your heart. I invite you to just take this in. Love you. I you with all that I am. You are light. You are the beauty of life. Doesn't matter the mistakes you've made. Doesn't matter the mistakes you will make. Doesn't matter. You are the beauty of life. We all make mistakes all the time. You are magnificent. And we're here together. One heart. And I'll see you soon. Mm. It's big, big, big warm hug. See you soon. Yeah, group hug. Group hug. That's it. You right here.